Hi everybody, in this video we will be discussing about how to retrieve an element from a circular linked list given a position. So the input for this algorithm will be the list and the position where we have to retrieve. So for example, if there are 5 nodes in a circular linked list and if the position is 2, then the algorithm should return value 7. And in this same list, if the position is 6, then the algorithm should communicate failure and we can return some value, maybe like -1, right? So how we are going to write the algorithm is, we are going to have a temporary pointer and initialize that to 1 and sorry, not 1, equal to head, and counter we will have, and that is equal to 1. And we will be moving temp to next node while counter is less than position. When it is equal to position, we can break, and there is a chance that temp will reach the last node when we are in the traversal. That is, when position is greater than the number of nodes in the list, then temp will reach the last node before we reach the position. So in that case, we have to identify and we have to return we have to return some garbage value and also communicate failure to the Kali function. Right? So let's formally write the algorithm. Input is going to be the list and the position where we are going to retrieve. Check whether the list is empty. This corner case we have to do. In that case, we have to communicate failure and return -1. And otherwise, declare a temporary pointer and integer counter. Initialize temp to first node and counter to 1. And while counter is less than position, if we are not in the last node, okay, how will we identify the last node in the circular linked list? If next part of temp is head, then we are at the last node. In that case, we will break the loop, okay. Otherwise, we will move to the next node and increment the counter. And when we come out of the loop, there are two chances by which we will come out of the loop. One is by breaking the while loop where our position is equal to counter, or else we might have broken the loop when we have reached the last node also. So we are checking after the loop if the position is equal to counter, then only it is valid, position is valid, okay. In that case, we will return data part of the temp and we will communicate failure otherwise, right? So let us implement this algorithm in C. So when we are going to talk about retrieve, actually we are going to return the value in the node. So when we see the value in the node, it can also be negative, it need not be always positive. In the case of locate function, we were returning the position, okay. So position will be always positive, so it's fine that we return -1 to communicate failure, but in the case of retrieve, it is not so, right? So we are going to have a separate global error flag, retrieve error flag, and we will initialize that to 0 outside. And we are going to implement the retrieve function. I have made the declarations and also I have initialized the global error flag to 0. This we should remember always whenever we are writing a function which will change a global variable, we should reset it in the beginning itself, right? And okay, first thing is we have to check if the list is empty. If the list is empty, then what we are going to do? We are going to set the retrieve error flag and we are going to return -1. Declaration is already done, so we will initialize temp to head and counter to 1 while counter is less than position. We check whether we are in the last node. So how do we check? If temp next equal to head, right? If temp next equal to head, then we have to communicate failure. Two things have to be done. One is set the retrieve error flag and return -1, okay. And otherwise we are going to tell temp equal to temp next. We move to the next node. Yes, so the while loop is done, let us finish it. And after coming outside the loop, we have to check whether we have come out of the loop when counter is equal to position. This we have to check. In the case, we have to return data part of the particular node. So temp data, right, done. and we have to communicate failure otherwise. So we have to tell retrieve error flag equal to 1 and we have to return -1. Okay, so this is the implementation. Let us check the compilation. Yeah, once again in this line I have to, when I'm checking the head, it is C programming. Okay, so L dot head, and I'm checking position is not valid. Let us see the application file what is being returned. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 and I've given 5. There are 5 nodes, should work. Let's check 1 minute. Yes. Okay, I didn't increment the counter. Okay, so the loop got broken because of coming to the last node, right? I didn't increment the counter. That's the problem. So let me compile the code and check it again. Yes, the position element at the position is 5. I am asking for 5 and let me give 6, right? And check it. Yes, it is printing position not valid. Okay, so I will share the code in the GitHub. Please check it. Thank you.